So it's been a pretty long while since I made one of these, basically towards the end of last summer. It's now May 1st in 2023, and thought I'd do like a little catch up of what has happened since. So since my last video, I ended up getting a coach and had 6 or 7 months of really, really productive training with the coach helping me focus mainly on building strength with a bit of hypertrophy and a bit of bulking. The progress peaked around, I want to say January or February. It was the heaviest and strongest I had ever been. I was weighing in at about 210 pounds, looking my fullest, and each week was hitting my numbers, hitting at least 5 or 10 pounds more than I was the week before on sort of 5 rep max or 3 rep max lifts. But since my last video, my bench has gone from basically 2 plates to like 255. But more importantly, I'm able to do 2 plates for 3 or so, or that sort of thing. Like, it's more attainable. It's not like an all-out max at all to do 2 plates. But that's sort of progressed the least. My deadlift went from basically last summer, deadlifting 3 plates would be doable, but would be an RPE 9 and would hurt my back. And since then, I've set a PR of like 445 or something, but ended up pulling 4 plates for 3 a few months ago, and then I did it more recently again, finally. So that's a huge amount of progress in the deadlift. And then the squat went pretty ballistic as well, because last summer was sort of less than a year out from less than a year following my knee surgery. Prior to my knee surgery, I basically never squatted seriously. And so, last summer I sort of was able to do 2 plates for like 4 or something. I don't know. But basically now I'm doing working sets of weight above 3 plates for 5 reps. And my total max is 365. So depending on how you look at it, I don't know whether to count all that as squat progress, if it's basically like I never squatted before. But, there's video on my phone of me attempting just the bar after my knee surgery, and it was shaky and terrible, right? But to think that now that I've added several hundred pounds to that makes me really, really happy. But where we're at now is trying to figure out how to keep this sustainably, because I got quite sick and lost a lot of progress. I lost a lot of weight and a lot of strength, and I'm just finally starting to catch up to it again in the deadlift and the bench. But in the squat, I'm still nowhere near where I was in January. Part of that is due to this nagging sort of shin injury I have, where knee flexion, especially when driving force through the foot, causes pretty severe pain in my right shin. I think it's Osgood Schlatters, but who knows? So I got to figure that out and keep pounding, try and get back to where we were. Here's that 335 for 5 I was talking about.